Labour and Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, have just hosted the Spring Statement 2025. We're on The Independent. We're going to go through what has been said, what actions Labour are doing. This comes off the back of October's autumn budget, where they raised taxes by 40 billion, and the outcry from businesses, from people, has been absolutely devastation, from closes of companies to redundancies and so much more. So let's go through this page, share your comments down below, what your thoughts are and what difference you're actually experiencing. So this is from The Independent, Spring Statement 2025 summary, key takeaways from benefit cuts to tax crackdowns. As the Chancellor was forced to deliver brutal spring statement due to the flatlining economy, The Independent looks at what cuts Rachel Reeves rolled out. So flatlining of the economy. It's staggering on the changes that have been made. 40 billion in tax rises, from winter fuel allowance being cut to farmers being taxed, to energy companies continuing to rise, the costs of living to continue to rise, the inflation. People up and down the country in all walks are struggling, and this government, unfortunately, is not currently being able to do much about it. And the actions that they're taking is clearly, let's see what it says. Rachel Reeves has outlined fresh sets of cuts to government spending without raising taxes, blaming dramatic slowdown in growth. It goes on to say that the Chancellor faced major setback in the hours before delivering the spring statement, when the government officials' spending watchdog rejected its forecasts and how much welfare cuts would save. That prompted the OBR, the Office of Budget Responsibility, to slash its economic growth forecast this year from 2% to 1%. So basically from not very good to absolutely even worse. 1% growth for a country full of motivated people that are wanting to work, and they've got shackles on them. Having been faced to go further than expected, the fallback of her self-imposed borrowing rules. Let's scroll down a little bit more. So benefit cuts. This impacted thinking that the working pensions, DWP, would save 5 billion, but unfortunately, it's actually only saved 3.4. We say unfortunately, this is impacting real lives. People are getting their benefits being cut. People that need these benefits are being cut. So on one hand, we've had announcements going around that the MPs have had pay rises, and on the other hand, they're taking the cuts from elsewhere. So, what are you facing? What are you experiencing in your day-to-day? Changes set out by the Chancellor, as previously announced welfare reforms, will see the health element and universal credit cut in half, with new claimants and then frozen. Elsewhere, universal credit standards allowance will increase from £92 per week in 2025-2026 to 106. So an extra £14 in the next 4 years. Well, £14, that's been eroded. That's been eroded in energy, in inflation, going to get some milk and bread from Tesco or wherever else. £14 not going very, very far. Not at all. Civil service job losses. Repeated promise to slash 2 billion. So previously said 10,000 jobs are at risk. Other reports have suggested as many 50,000 public sector jobs could be at risk due to the Chancellor's cost cutting. So the public sector are getting jobs being made redundant, losses. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of devastation right now. What is this government doing? We've got a photo here of Rachel Reeves and Angela Rayner, both smiling with each other. The majority of people that I'm talking to along the streets, they're not smiling. In fact, it's quite the opposite. What is actually happening? There's like an echo chamber of just because you keep saying things are going up, clearly things are not going up. Defence boost, that's good. That we promised an extra 2.2 billion spend on UK's defence. That's going to be needed. Of course, we always want to, the government should be responsible for keeping us all safe. Construction worker recruitment, there's a lot of what they're doing in terms of the house building, so bricklayers and full-time jobs in construction. I mean, that's great news. You want to say that that's great news. It has to be great news. Tax avoidance and via plans to claw back $1 billion per year in tax dodgers with investments of cutting-edge technology to crack down on avoidance. Departmental spending cuts, so we're cutting, we're lots of cuts, raising in taxes, and this isn't giving much confidence. What's your confidence in this? Because right now it would seem it's more of the same, down and down. Let's see what the impacts of this is, because the impact from the autumn budget, that resulted in job losses, closures in stores. The high street is struggling anyway, and it's going from bad to worse. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Take care. Oh, P.S. We're going to be hitting the streets. We're going to be going onto the streets and seeing what people have got to say about this. That's going to be coming up very, very soon.